morning and happy Thanksgiving. My name is Jennifer Dubowski and I am a licensed acupuncturist in the Chicago River North area. So first off, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope that you will enjoy this short scope. I am so happy and pleased to have my mom here with me. She has a PhD in psychology. She's been practicing for over 30 years. She's also an author and an artist, as well as a supermom. So today, she is going to impart some of her wonderful knowledge to us on how to beat the holiday blues. Now, during the broadcast, if you have any questions, let us know. If you want to shout out where you're from, we would love to hear from you. Also, when you ask a question, we may wait a moment to let Mom finish. And then at the end, too, Mom will just recap a couple of her top tips.
A psychologist in Evanston in Chicago. So I think the place to start probably is why are holidays stressful?
That's a good point.
We don't want holidays to be stressful, but they are. They always are. It's not a surprise. So here are some reasons why. Some of them may relate to you. Some of them may not. One is expectations are very high around the holidays. We want them to go well. We want people to behave. We want everything to go smoothly. So that's one. High expectations. Second one is conflicting obligations. Around the holidays, you run around crazy, way more. You're running from your friend's house to your mother's house. You don't have enough time. You have no relaxation. And you're worried about who's going to be angry at you.
Of course, that never happens in our family.
Never in our family.
Never.
This is just from practical experience,
just
but
so
not
you
us.
know.
Another reason that holidays can be stressful is there were prior losses during the year. A relationship breakup, a death in the family. Holidays are brutal, absolutely brutal. And I'm going to give you tips for each of these problems. I'm going to follow up with some tips for them.
Which is great.
Another one is loneliness. That if you've already been lonely or it's been a difficult year and then somebody comes in with this stupid, so, are you still single? Or I hear you broke, I hear your boyfriend dumped you. Some just like horrible add to the loneliness thing, you're going to feel even worse. Holidays are also really rough on people who are trying, maybe recovering alcoholics, eating disorders, or just problem drinkers, problem eaters, because it's filled with too much food, too much alcohol, too many people wanting you to join them in everything, and you're always choosing what to do.
Okay.
So I think those are some of the reasons why it's stressful.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Tell us, help us.
Help us. So you're not alone. Everybody should know you are not alone. The reason that I can rattle off, stressors like this is because they're really easy to rattle off. They're that common. They are that common. So here's some ways to improve your holiday. Generally, although I'm a psychologist, just think about your physical well-being. Exercise, yoga. Call Jenny for an appointment because acupuncture reduces stress fantastically. Do all the normal things that you know help you physically. But here we go for some of the psychological possibilities.
Because we have a psychologist.
Which is the only thing I know how to do.
That's not the only thing you know how to do.
If you know your expectations are too high, lower them. Life doesn't really change because there's going to be a turkey on the table. The people are still the same. The holiday is still the same. That turkey has not done very much. So
what if it's cooked in a green egg?
It doesn't make any difference. You can cook it, you can eat it raw. And it's not going to make any difference.
Help. All right.
Lower your expectations enough so that whatever the holiday actually is, that's going to be okay. Second one I said was about conflicting obligations. Limit them. Don't say yes to everything or don't say no to everything. If you've got a bunch of things, make sure you end one in the morning and you don't make yourself a crazy person on the highway so by the time you get to the next one, you're absolutely miserable. You're not going to do anybody a favor if you're overtired. So again, let me just say, be strategic. Don't always say yes and don't always say no, but think about it. About the losses. One of the things I tell people is maybe the first time around you want to do something different for the holidays.
I think that is a really good idea.
There is something just so awful about going into the same traditions.
And then just seeing that person not there.
Right. The memories are just haunting. So maybe for at least 1 year, do something different. Run away, hide, go away if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Start some new traditions just for the first year. You may want to continue it, you may not want to continue it, but shake it up.
I think that's very wise.
Okay. You will only feel increasing sadness if you try to do the same old things with a big hole in your heart. So,
and I think a lot of people do that, actually.
Right. Avoidance can be a good thing.
Just occasionally.
Just right. That's right. I don't usually.
That's not everyday advice.
It's holiday advice.
It's holiday advice. Avoidance can work.
Back on Monday, we go back to don't avoid, face your problems.
That's right.
With regard to things like loneliness, try to avoid the dumb questions. You know who's going to ask them. You know who the difficult people are going to be. Don't put yourself in their field of vision. And if you have to be in their field of vision, first of all, never sit near them. But if you have to sit in the same room as them, find ways of not answering their questions. Sometimes you can make a joke. Sometimes you can change the topic. Sometimes you can say, why are we talking about this?
You know, actually, I would say that in this particular case, I find that if I'm anticipating any dumb questions, that in my head, I will try and come up with a few answers before I even go to the dinner, to the holiday event, so that I am not caught off guard. I've got a great answer, and then I can move on.
And it also reduces the anxiety of waiting for the dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
That you've got kind of your flashcards with you.
Yes.
Of 2 or 3 answers, whatever they are.
Right.
So you're not stunned when somebody says, and then you're knocked off your game for hours.
Right.
When people catch you unaware. And the last one, eating and drinking problems. This goes for other things as well. If you have any eating and drinking problems, do not go into a room and say to yourself, I'll decide when I see what's there how much I'm going to eat or drink.
Have a plan.
Terrible, terrible decision to wait until you're in a room to make those decisions. Decide way ahead of time. I will have 1 drink. I will have no drinks. I'll eat all the food, but I won't eat dessert. I'm going to eat whatever I want and then be miserable and hate myself later. It doesn't matter what your decision is, but make it. Make it first. Don't rethink it. Close the door. There's all kinds of research that shows when you make a decision, your mind quiets down.
That's good to know. The problem is making the decision and sticking with it, too.
Well, yes. You've got to stick with it. That's right. That's right.
You know,
making the decision is step number 1. Sticking with it is step number 2. But you'll feel really smug and wonderful.
There you go.
Which is always worth something.
That is definitely worth something.
So I would say those are my tips for reducing some of the holiday stress.
That sounds fantastic. As always, my mother always has really good information to impart. So I am so happy she has shared it here with us. We are going to get going. I want to let you know as I'm kind of wrapping it up, if you do want to throw a question out there, please do. You can follow me at TCM007 here on Periscope or on Twitter. Actually, you can pretty much find me at all things TCM007. That's my website. It's my handle on several places. And again, my mother, Dr. Linda Edelstein, a psychologist. Oh yes, please let's take note of the mug. You might need to hold it a little closer. There we go. You wonder who got her that for a holiday gift, right?
That's right.
Okay, so anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this. I am also hoping that I can convince my mother to do it again. We will find a new topic though. If you have any topic suggestions, let us know. Please also for replay viewers, I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. And for any of you who would like to share this Periscope, please do so. And again, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.